phone call. Matt is the president of Ferguson Golf Institute, and I'm going to ask him some questions, and hopefully when we're done, you all will get to know him a little bit better. First question I have, Matt, this came from a friend of mine when I told him we were going to be talking today. How much difference, especially for an amateur, would custom-made clubs be?
Really depends on the amateur, but in the tens of thousands of fittings that we've done, it's less than 5% of people actually fit into standard off-the-shelf clubs. So
that would be me.
There's always something that is customizable, and the biggest issue with the concept of custom-built clubs is people think it costs more money, and it absolutely does not. So when we order a set of clubs directly from a manufacturer, we have to order it to spec, and they build it. There's no upcharge unless the shaft that you end up picking is a upgraded shaft, and that's the business model of say a Club Champion. That's how they operate. They won't sell the stock shafts that the company do. They sell the one very close to it and charge extra for it. And that's just not how we operate. There's literally 15 stock options with every manufacturer. Grips, a lot of people will try and upgrade their grips. There's a couple of bucks extra there, but they're getting something genuine for it. But it's the same price at Dick's as it is with us, but it's custom, and we fit it for free as well. So
that's good to know. I know you put special grips on for me, and I noticed just having the different grips made a big difference for me.
Well, it's amazing to me how many people, wear an extra large glove size and they've got standard grips. You got extra large glove, you need extra large grips. Right? It's about being comfortable. The game's hard enough as it is, let alone being uncomfortable and unconfident in your equipment. So
it's a huge mental aspect to the game.
As a great instructor once told me, golf's 90% mental and 10% mental.
Okay. What's your background? Like, what made you become, get interested in golf at all first?
Parents were, my father was a very good player. My mother was a kidney transplant recipient and actually represented Australia in Innsbruck in the World Transplant Olympic Games. Won a silver medal in golf. So we lived on a golf course. I mean, I really couldn't avoid it. So I was a scratch golfer by the time I was 13, and played at a very high level for a very long time, and then actually went out and tried to make a living out of it, and survived out there for about 13 years before I came to my senses and realized I'm a teacher and club fitter, and that's what I really need to focus on. So
I know the story, but I think other people would be interested in hearing how you wound up in Churchville.
I was teaching in Florida, and actually I was teaching in Florida and upstate New York. I was a snowbird, and met my wife. She likes to say at a church retreat, but I met her at Sloppy Joe's in Key West, and she finally convinced me to move up to Maryland after a couple of years of long distance dating. So 4 kids later and a couple of facilities, the rest is history. But started out actually at Beechtree before that closed down, and then took my clientele over to Churchville and built the first of many renditions of the facilities.
What's your teaching style, and how does that set you apart from other golf instructors?
Well, I'm a AAA master professional. I'm a qualified teacher. That doesn't mean that there's not Class A's out there that can teach. It's just they've not been given the information on teaching. So you get a lot of different stylistic teaching methodologies, if you will, especially in the US versus other parts of the countries, Australia, South Africa, the United Kingdom, where it's very structured. We're taught not just about golf science, but biomechanics, psychology. So when I spend time with people, we're looking at the moving patterns. Are they using the ground properly? Are they engaging the big muscles in the golf swing? Whereas what we see a lot online, which guys at my level definitely stay away from posting instructional stuff online because we can't see you. So how can I possibly instruct you? They're posting a lot of positional things. You got to put the shaft in position A and the club head in position B, and then the next segment. And the reality is, no two tour players in history have put the hands, arms, or club in the same position. So, how is that possibly even a concept?
Yeah.
And I get it's a generalization, but we just teach you how to move properly. I'd like to think that, just the fact that, I've done over 38,000 lessons in Harford County, and a lot of it's repeat business, that I'm obviously doing the right things and helping people. I don't think I would have done that volume doing it in, any other way.
Yeah.
So we take you through a process and we make sure you understand how the body needs to move. And then, of course, everybody's different.
Right.
So because everybody looks different, moves different, and feels different, and different heights and weights, the golf swings have got to look different. So very few of my golf swings look the same, but they work the same. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. The functionality is the same.
Okay.
The motor is the same. The mechanics are the same, but it's going to look different because we look different. Right. So, it's always interesting working with people who have parts of the body that doesn't work normal, let's say, and you've got to work around that. But there's a goal to everything, and there's a way that we want it to move. So that's what we focus on. And as technology comes to the forefront, we don't have any technology that anybody else, we have everything, from force plate data and showing you your kinetic sequence from the ground up, wrist sensors. Obviously, our launch monitors all show the club head coming through at 30,000 frames a second. Instant feedback and data over 40 data points. And it really does tell the whole story, and we're able to pinpoint what we need to feel.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing, rather than just demonstrating and saying do that or put it here or put, we want to create a sensation or a feeling, and then we nothing's a quick fix. It's all about working towards something. So, we give parameters, I guess, and people work towards it. And the facilities themselves lend themselves to good practice because they can see it, which is huge.
You've had a lot of success with high school, right?
Yeah.
Getting scholarships and things like that.
So we've been fortunate enough to produce over 200 collegiate athletes, all different levels. Right through club golf. But it's rare to get somebody to go D1, but every year I manage to get someone go D1, and that's never the goal. I want them to be able to play.
And enjoy the game.
Talked a lot of kids out of going D1 and go D2, be a bigger fish in a smaller pond. Take some workload off you, enjoy the process of college. But, when you compare that to other parts of the region where there's been no collegiate athletes produced, I know I'm doing my job. District and county champions, over 17 on the boys' side and over 16 on the girls' side. District and county champions at a school level. 3 state champions. On the private school side, 2 state champions. So we've been able to get some of these kids, NCAA championship wins. So there's been some success at that level. Yet I'm trying to grow the game more than produce tournament players. Tournament players are going to come along, and they're going to be tournament players because they're talented. I'm just trying to give them the tools. And 47 golf pros. A lot of kids have followed me into the profession. So currently there's 47, I still call them kids. Some of them are 32, 33 years of age now, but that are members of the PGA or in the PGM program at school currently. So
Mm.
that's another thing that I'm proud of. So a lot of the kids that work for me end up going into professional golf management, and I'm at a stage now. I'm trying to get a couple of them to come back and work for me and help grow our junior programs, and which is huge. That's they're my future clients down the road. So if you don't invest in that, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I know all of my grandkids, excuse me, have gone through your camps, and my one and only granddaughter is chomping at the bit. She'll be 7 next year.
Next year, she's ready to roll.
Yeah,
so
I'll have to sign up early.
And we do take kids as young as 3 or 4 for one-on-ones, but in group settings, we draw the line in the sand at 7. Our camps fill out within a couple of weeks of posting.
Yeah.
They're popular because I limit the numbers. It's not 40 kids running around on a driving range. It's 8 kids. It's one I know I can handle and give good instruction and still have a good time. And we do on-course lessons. We typically run those. We'll do a day inside on the Sims, and then we'll go to either Ruggles or Exton and spend time on the course because it's quiet. And I'm able to spend time with those kids. So we have those types of camps as well once they get to middle school, high school. But we run a junior program every season. So in the fall, we typically get about 80 kids. We do a mandatory practice hour, which is a clinic that I run. And then we play every Sunday afternoon. And we use courses like Tanglewood or Ruggles or Pilgrim's Oak or Pleasant Valley that are junior friendly, and we go play matches. We had 100 kids in our winter program this year, so they all come through one of the 2 facilities for their clinic. And then they play a match. The simulators, we can. They can play on virtually any course in the world. They can play scrambles or
like the one behind us.
Yep. And this is just a driving range behind us. But yeah, there's over 500,000 course options. And so, the kids come in and they play a match every Sunday afternoon. And then in spring it switches to Saturdays, and we're in the middle of that now. So I'm a little limited on the spring, but I normally am able to carry 60 kids, and that's inter-club. So Ferguson Golf Institute has 9 teams, and we play against, this year we're playing against Hillendale, Eagles Nest, Hayfields, who else? Crofton Country Club. So we get around, we travel.
Yeah.
So this week we're hosting an Eagles Nest team and a Crofton team, and our teams are traveling to Hillendale and Eagles Nest. So yeah, the kids get the opportunity to play and get around, and that's through the PGA Junior Tour. It's a really fun program. They get shirts and hats, and they get to represent the institute. And I'm proud to say that we're undefeated. One of our teams is undefeated already this year. So actually 2 of our teams are undefeated because there's different age groups. So we do have some success there too.
Yeah, sounds great. I'm sure this next question I have for you have a lot of stories, but especially from being on the Pro Tour.
Yep.
Is there one humorous, funny story that you'd like to share?
Yeah, there's probably lots I can't share. But so many to pick from. I told this one the other day about, playing with Greg Norman in a big event as an amateur and just being petrified to hit my drive on the first hole because of the galleries. I'd played with Greg Norman because we had the same coach and he was friends with my dad, so I'd played a lot of golf with him at that point in my career at 18. I'd hundreds of rounds with him, so that wasn't the discomfort. The discomfort was the fairway just lined with 20,000 people. They're there to see Greg Norman. He's number 1 player in the world. They're not there to see an amateur who's having a good week, right? So I just remember backing off my drive 3 times and not being able to hit it, and Greg just whispered in my ear, what are you doing? Right? So I'm scared. He said, just hit the thing. You're not going to hurt anyone. But I got it so low out of the heel and necked it. I swear I took a few eyebrows off on the left-hand side as it went out. It ended up in the middle, not very far, but yeah, that's the most nervous and probably it's a good, clean, funny joke.
Yeah.
Not a joke.
I can imagine. Yeah, I mean, just playing with Greg Norman would make me nervous, but
Well, yeah,
then having all those people on both sides.
it's the people that scare. It wasn't Greg. It was just the people are frightening. That they lean right in, and people don't understand. Like it takes a bit. It took me 3 or 4 holes to settle down.
Yeah.
You're moving people around, and you're freaking out. But yeah,
I'd be yelling duck as soon as I hit.
well, you see enough stuff on YouTube of celebrities in those tournaments where you got a pro in the group, but you got a celebrity, and the celebrity just takes somebody out. Like
Right.
I'm thinking, I hit it pretty hard. Like if I hit somebody, they're not getting back up at that range. So yeah, that was memorable, and it was nearly 33 years ago now. So.
Well, I don't want to take too much more of your time. I really appreciate you sitting down with me. If you hear a noise in the background, that's somebody driving on one of these simulators, and it's a pretty cool setting. And check Matt out. His website is online. It's fergusongolfinstitute.com, and it's going to be on my website really soon, hopefully today. So thanks a lot, Matt.
Hey, my
Great
pleasure.
spending time with
Thanks,
you
buddy.
again.
Good to see
Thank you.
Say hi to the grandkids for me.
I will. Have a great day. Thanks.